What's going on, guys? CardMechanic here, and today is video 1 of the Learn With Me series. Let's do it. So this is a new series that I'm going to try out, and every month I'll be doing one upload for the Learn With Me series. So what's going to go down is I'm going to pick one flourish, a card move, card trick, one thing that I want to learn that month, and I'll be doing a video where I'll be learning it from scratch just to show you how I, go about learning things. So grab your cards, grab your water, laptop, kids, wife, whatever you want to grab. So I feel like I've talked for a good enough time. Let's get into learning the Riffle Fan. Oh, hello there. Okay, so that was a joke. I didn't really know how to start this video, but we'll start now. And let me know down in the comments what you think of this view for this series. If it doesn't work out, then I'll try another view. But let me know. So let's get into the Riffle Fan by Dimitri Arleri. By Dimitri. Let's begin. Like, look how beautiful that fan looks. It's absolutely incredible. I've always wanted to learn this fan for a really long time, but I just never took the time out to learn it because I was just doing so many card tricks. But, never too late to learn the Riffle Fan.
Hey guys, my name is Dimitri, and welcome to the Riffle Fan tutorial.
I was kind of hoping he'd say his last name.
Riffle Fan is a pretty old move of mine, but it's definitely one of my favorite creations ever. It was originally published in my DVD Monument.
Not that I don't like listening to any of this,
but I had a
but you guys are here to learn,
request for an upgraded version.
and so am I.
And
So I want to watch this whole video
the way
and
I
skip through
teach
these parts.
DVD.
Alright, starting with the left-hand
starts
grip
as a
now.
modified dealer's grip. The main difference being the index curl under the deck.
It's the dealer's grip, like you
serve as
said,
pivot points. Keep
and
in
this
mind that
finger
many fingers can be used for this fan.
is rolled under.
In fact, you can use many objects like a pen or a tug box or even the corner of a table.
That's nice.
But like I said earlier, we're going for the most natural way possible. And that's one of the two reasons why I use my index. Now, what part of the fingers should contact the cards? You're going to curl your index
Okay.
until only your nail touches the bottom card of the deck. If you don't curl enough, the tip of your finger will touch.
Okay.
If you curl too much, the flesh from your knuckle will get in the way. It's rather easy to find the right balance. And where exactly do you place that fingernail?
That was my question as well.
Just like a thumb fan, the closer you are to the edge of the deck, the bigger the fan will be. For
Okay.
example, if my pivot point is
Okay,
right
okay.
here, I get a rather small fan. If it's right here,
Just gonna skip ahead a little bit.
now that you have your pivot point, all the other left-hand fingers will extend just before the riffling action from the right hand, which we will cover in a second.
Okay,
And
we're still
one
here.
of the most important thing to remember is that the left hand shouldn't move at all.
Alright. No move in the
Just
left
stays
hand.
like this during the whole fan. That's
Okay.
probably the most common mistake I see with beginners when they try to learn this move. They try to support the fan by extending the fingers while the fan is forming. But that just doesn't work. Your hands have to stay still during the whole riffling action, and your index has to stay curled exactly the same way during the fan.
Alright, right hand
The
time.
right hand takes care of the riffling action, which is in fact more of a dribble than a riffle, but just without separating your hands. The grip is actually pretty similar to Bono's Anaconda, so I'll get into it briefly. Let's take a look at the finger position. The thumb is on the inner edge, very close to the left corner.
Okay.
The index is extended and touches the left edge of the deck.
Okay.
And the middle, ring and pinky, are on the outer edge of the deck. You
Okay.
should hold the deck with only the very tip of your fingers.
Okay.
Now your thumb is going to
So like you said, it's pretty much like doing a dribble.
the cards upward. And you're going to add a little bit of counter pressure, not too much, with your
Okay,
index.
okay.
A
Yeah.
good way to practice the
Look at that.
riffling action
Okay, interesting. So practice doing it like.
Once you're
Okay,
comfortable
apparently I'm not great at that.
You can try to combine the left hand technique that we just learned with the riffling action to create an actual fan. You're going to have a little problem though.
Interesting.
The right hand middle, ring and pinky, will start blocking the card motion in the middle of the formation. Here.
Can I even
This
get
part
there?
is
Is the
a bit
question.
tricky and hard to explain, but to avoid that, you will need to slide your fingers upward and extend
A little
them
bit.
during the formation of the fan.
Alright, so what's
In order
happening?
to leave enough
Extend.
space for the card to spin around the pivot.
Okay.
Just like that.
It just works so easily for me. I'm gonna try it.
So the fingers go up and extend.
Well, I did it up and extending, but it's not. We're still there.
I've seen a lot of people starting the
Alright, we're
riffle
just
fan
getting
with the
stuck
deck
here.
vertical and ending it with the deck horizontal. While this little motion can make it a bit easier for the fan to spin,
Let's see how he
I
tilts it.
really advise against it. The whole point of the riffle fan is that the fan forms itself with almost no hand motion at all. So, a little tilt to the right
Okay.
and a little tilt to the front is all you need.
Alright, so being in the left
That's how
hand,
you have the best effect, in my opinion. With the deck almost
you
flat,
tilt
it's really
right
hard for the
and
audience
front.
to understand the gravity motion that is going on. And that adds some
We're
wonder.
getting further along, I suppose.
It's also possible, if you're performing for a wider audience, to create the fan completely vertically. Now this...
Pause it real quick. So, I think the main issue that I'm having is I'm afraid of dropping the cards everywhere. So, like here, I feel like I can keep going with this fan, but I'm afraid that the cards are going to spill everywhere. So let me try it without, going too crazy about it. Or, well, with going crazy about it. Just let everything loose. Here we go. So now that I got my cards back, let's do a take two. Here we go. It's really not looking that good. I feel like it's gonna look like an egg. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna look like an egg. If this thing completed, it's like an egg, and I'm pretty sure we don't want that. Let me just continue watching, see what other tips he has.
gives a completely other effect, but it's also pretty cool. It looks like this.
Okay, he's going vertically right now.
Defying gravity. This
Can I do that? Oh,
It's
jeez.
a little bit harder.
Not a
and
great start.
We'll need a more broken index and add more pressure between
Oh,
your
well.
index and the fan. If you're just starting with the riffle fan, I would really suggest that you stick with the first method.
Yeah, I'll stick with the first method then.
The pressure that you need to apply between both hands is probably the most important thing that you need to get with this method.
See, that's what it
Too
is,
much
the pressure.
You'll feel safer at first.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You won't get any spins.
Okay.
And not enough pressure, and you will just end up with a card on the floor.
I think that's the main problem I'm having right now.
Find the perfect balance, and the only real way to do that is to experiment a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected.
Once you have reached 360 degrees, or more if you want a bigger fan, stop the riffling action, and apply pressure with the right hand to stop the card from spinning. With
Okay,
your
I think that's
extended
better,
thumb,
right?
Reach under the right
That's
hand
better?
until you find the pivot point, right above your left index. This is, by the way, the other reason why I use my index and not the thumb or any other finger for the pivot points. It eliminates an unnecessary regrip. At this point, I usually align my left hand fingers with the index to help support the fan. After that, all you need to do is move the right hand out of the way to display the fan. A great tip that I got from Kevin Ho is to slide your hand forward to accentuate the reveal.
Okay, okay.
It's just a more dramatic way to end your move. Since you're already hiding a big part of the fan, you might as well just make a big deal out of the final display. If you choose to do a fan that
Okay.
is a little bit
Let's
less
see
than
how it
360
closes it.
degrees, you can just simply close the fan using a one-handed closer. If the fan is a full circle or more, the final grip isn't in the most stable position, and it's probably a good way to close the fan using both hands. I usually support the closing action with my right index and middle finger under the fan.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to close. Alright, so got a good grasp of what was going on. Let's just get into doing some trials. So let's quickly recap what he talked about. So of course we have the deck here. We take our left hand, we curl in our index finger, and we put it around here, I want to say. So curl it in, index finger right about here. Don't make it too straight, otherwise we have this fleshy part contacting. We don't want that. We can't make it too flat because then we have this other fleshy part contacting. So we don't want any flesh contact. We want just the fingernail contacting the card. All right, pretty good moves. So now we're here. Now he also says to practice the riffling motion. Right, that looks pretty good, right? Now, of course, for this, I'm just doing like a basic dribble. If you don't know how to do the dribble, I highly recommend learning the dribble. So I'll put a link to that. I have a video on it. But yeah, we get into this grip here. These three fingers here. This finger on the side. And these are right near the edge. And so is the thumb. Thumb is also right here near the edge. And then we're just riffling. And okay. So the riffle move seems pretty easy as well. And now when we're doing it curl, we want to tilt to the right and forward a little bit, allowing the cards to spin. That's what he was saying. And then we just do it. And of course the cards got stuck here. But again, I forgot to move these fingers up like this. I just kept them here. So let me try moving them fingers up. That did not work either. There was too much pressure between this finger and the deck. There's so many things to figure out, it's actually crazy. Let's do it again. Alright, we got further, but again, it's starting to look like an egg a little bit. We don't want no egg cards. No egg fans. Here we go. It's still looking like an egg. I feel like how to look not like an egg was not covered in that video. Oh my god. Well, now it looks like a freaky egg at least. Right? Not terrible. Alright. I don't know how this guy did it. Let me experiment with the pressure between my finger and the rest of the deck. So this is a tight push here. And that's what happened. Again, not great. Now I'm going to make it very loose. That's not great either. Okay, we'll start tightening it a little bit at a time. So we're very loose before. That was too loose. And by the amount of pressure, it's just the amount of pressure I'm applying with my index finger here. Let's try it again. Man, this is not easy at all. He makes it look so nice and easy. But it looks beautiful when he does it. Come on. So how are you guys doing? Good, average, oh, not terrible. It's not great. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are learning well, because I am having issues. Come on, just go full 360, man. That's too much to ask. I think I'm still having the same problem of putting too much pressure because I'm afraid of the cards falling. But I mean, at one point you gotta realize, if you wanna learn, you gotta make the cards drop. 52 card pickup every day. See, I think another problem I'm having is when I'm starting here, I kind of start tilting this finger inwards, making more contact with the flesh, which may be causing the problem. Alright, so now that I realize that I'm doing that, you see the fan is going a little bit further. Still not as far as I'd like. Oh, I forgot to tilt. Alright, so at least it's going a bit further, I think. I can't actually tell anymore. The first and last learn with me. The struggle is real. I feel like I made like no progress. I mean, I guess I made a little bit of progress because, you know, I went from not knowing how to do it to somewhat making an egg. So I guess that's progress. Oh, that was working! And then I second guessed myself. Okay, I think I found out another problem I'm having is that I suddenly make contact with my lower part of the palm here, which is a problem. So I'm gonna try to avoid that. So I don't want to make this video too long. It's already quite long as it is. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to continue learning by myself. And you guys should probably do the same. And once I get this move down, I'll be releasing a video on my Instagram page. Oh! That was not bad. That was not bad. Oh, man. That was pretty good, I have to say. That was pretty good. It felt right in my fingers. Oh man, if I could just do that more, oh, that'd be amazing. What was I saying? So once I get it down and I can do it like 95% of the time, then I'll be releasing a video on my Instagram so you guys know that I've made some progress learning the Riffle Fan. And yeah, I hope you guys make some good progress as well. So how should I end this? Thanks for learning with me. Maybe I'll cut that out. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you like these type of videos, maybe I'll do more than one a month. You know, we'll see where my learning skills go. So let me know down in the comments what you thought of this video, what more you want to see, what less you want to see, if you want to see the same amount, you know, whatever it is. So again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go support me on Patreon because your support really means a lot to me. So I'll put a link to that in the description so you can go and check that out. And also in the description, it's a link to all my social media, and I'll have my status updates, videos, photos, you know, all that kind of good stuff on there. So make sure to follow me on there as well. And all that being said, I will see you in the next video. Welcome to the end screen. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe because subscribing is good. Thanks for watching.